Welcome to the Audio Inc. Radio podcast, featuring interviews with the biggest names in rock and metal, hosted by Anne Erickson.
Got Inc.? Head to audioinkradio.com and find exclusive artist interviews, Q&As, photos, contests, music news, and more. Whew, that's a lot of ink. It's audioinkradio.com.
Hi, this is Ian Hill from Judas Priest, and you're listening to Anne Erickson on the Audio Inc. Radio Show.
Hey there, it's Anne Erickson. As always, it's great to have you here on the podcast. And don't forget that you can always link up with me on Twitter and Snapchat at Anne Erickson and Instagram at EricksonAnne. We have an amazing guest on today. It's Ian Hill from Judas Priest. The boys are back in North America, out in support of their Firepower record, which is an amazing album. So let's do it.
Hello, Anne.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And how are yourself?
I'm great, thanks. And thanks so much for making the time to do this interview.
Oh, no problem.
I always love interviewing bass players because I play bass, so.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Well, Judas Priest, you guys, of course, back in North America on tour in support of Firepower. What has the energy been like at these shows?
The energy is, it's tremendous, you know. I mean, we pick up a hell of a lot of a buzz, you know, from the crowd and the reaction we get. The crowds have been great so far, they really have, you know. We're very lucky in that respect to have such a wonderful audience. Yeah, there's loads of energy there.
Judas Priest, you guys are really road warriors. You're constantly touring. How important do you think the live show has been to Judas Priest's success over the years?
Oh, well, it's been crucial. We've always worked on the road. We've always liked to get on the road, you know, and go and play our music to people in person rather than sit around and just rely on albums and radio stations, you know, to do it for us. We've always, felt the need to go out. And we love it, you know, which is why we're still doing it after all these years. And I don't think the band would be anywhere near as successful if we hadn't done that, you know. And like I say, it's not just playing the music either. It's everything that goes with it. It's the people you meet, the places you visit, you know, the sights you see. It's all part of this wonderful package, you know. And like I say, all of us, we just love it, you know. And I can't see any reason to stop doing it just yet, you know. As long as we can keep on putting on quality performances and churning out quality music, and the fans still want us, we'll still be there.
Well, congratulations on all of the success of Firepower. Is there one track off the record that you most enjoy playing live?
Yeah, that's a good question. I love Traitor's Gate. I mean, that's a great, one of the great epic songs on the album. We're doing that live at the moment, you know, and I enjoy every second of that. It's a great song.
What's the status of the next Judas Priest record? Everyone's really excited for what's to come.
Well, there is the creative juices are still flowing. We always try and take a step forward with each album. It's what's kept us current. So as long as we can improve on Firepower, or improve on it as far as we're concerned, we'll give it a go, you know. There's some great ideas that weren't used off the last record. And probably another 5-6 songs that would probably make an album, you know. So, yeah, there's no reason not to give it a go. And we're planning to do so as soon as we get the chance, and, you know, the touring schedule slowed down a little bit, and we can make a go of it.
Do you find that touring together, you come up with ideas on the road?
Occasionally, yes. Richie mainly he's always, you know, in the dressing rooms. He's playing one thing and another, and jamming out in the racket room that we call it. You know, little studio, little rehearsal sort of room that we have when we get the chance. So yeah, occasionally the ideas do come along on the road.
You've been playing with Richie for a while now. What has Richie brought to Judas Priest, both live and on the records?
Richie's one of these wonderful people, you know. He's incredibly talented, and he's also got his head firmly set on his shoulders. He's a great find, he really was, for us. He's a great human being, a wonderful talent. And I think, I don't know, if we'd have found, when Ken retired, you know, if we hadn't found someone of Richie's calibre, there's a big question mark whether we'd still be doing it or not, you know. But Richie brought, you know, not just youth, but sort of boundless enthusiasm. And it sort of rubbed off on us senior members, you know. And it did breathe a new life into the band. And for that, we're
Ian Hill from Judas Priest on the show right now. Are there any artists or bands out there that you think Judas Priest would like to collaborate with one day in the studio or maybe tour with?
Good question. I mean, there's always the big question of Priest and Iron Maiden. That would be really interesting if we could get that together before some of us die. It'd be great. A lot of other bands we've played with. I mean, we've even got Uriah Heep. Special guests on this tour. I mean, I was a fan of Uriah Heep way back in the day. They go back at least as long as we do, if not a little bit further. So you run into these people over the years, Thin Lizzy, bands like that. We've played with quite a few of them. But we're glad to get together with Maiden,
Judas Priest has toured the U.S. so much over the decades, and we're going through kind of a rough political time right now in the U.S. A lot of Americans are divided, so do you sense a difference when you come play shows here, or is it kind of business as usual?
It's very much business as usual. I mean, we're apolitical, really. We don't make our political beliefs known one way or another. I don't think it's very fair for anyone, in a privileged position like we are, to influence people politically. I mean, it's got nothing to do with us, really, the way people think politically. I think most of the divisions are within the shouting classes anyway. I think the ordinary people throughout the world just want to get on with their lives and be as successful as they possibly can, put a roof, feed and clothe their families and enjoy it as much as they can. That's our philosophy anyway. And, I mean, people just get on with their lives at the end of the day, as long as the country's safe.
A few of your metal colleagues are doing farewell tours like Ozzy, Kiss, Slayer. What do you think of all these major acts calling it quits? And I'm really glad that you guys aren't.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll come eventually, there'll come a time where, maybe you're not being able to perform to your optimum or to your own high standards anyway, and you'll have to admit to yourself that you're not giving value for money, for want of other things. And there will come a time, but for us, it's not yet. I can see the reasons why they're doing it, But we're enjoying it too much at the moment to consider quitting. So we're going to carry on for at least for the time being.
I've heard that Rob Halford would like to write a book one day. Would you ever consider doing a book?
Oh, possibly something. I don't know. I'm a little bit too modest for that sort of thing. If I did, it'd probably be maybe the unusual incidents that have happened rather than I was born so and so and all the rest of it, which really the people that matter already know, But okay, never say never. You never know.
What are your thoughts on the state of metal music when you're touring, playing shows? Do you get the sense that metal is alive and well?
I think it is. There's been a lot of talk about heavy metal dying, and I've seen no evidence of that anywhere. I mean, what are you going to replace it with? It's just one of those things. There's always been different genres of music throughout history. There's always been different genres of music, and really, basically, they're still there. The instruments have changed, and the basic sound has changed. But as I say, you take heavy metal away, and there's just a hole. It's going to be filled with something. It'll probably be new heavy metal. So no, there's no sign of its demise. Not that I've seen anyway.
Would you ever consider doing a solo album?
It's something that I thought about, but not until this band's finished with, until Priest hang up the boots. It might be something for my retirement, Nothing serious, nothing, that's going to take me away from home for months and months on end. But yeah, it's something just as a project, we'll just see where it goes. I don't know what. Maybe a bit of blues, maybe go back to the roots. But it's something to really lay back on the burner there.
That's awesome. That's perfect. What do you most love about coming here to the States and performing live?
Coming to the States? The people, of course, The Americans have been kind of to embrace us as soon as we got here, It's such a, everything is so convenient. Everything is just, larger than life, including the people, And we've loved America since 1977 was the first time we came. That was 42 years ago. We love the place. We really do. here. Not just when we're working, we spend a lot of our leisure time here as well. Looking forward to all the shows we're going to be doing. We love you guys, and we can't wait to get out there and play to you.
Ian Hill from Judas Priest, it's been awesome having you on. Thank you so much, and feel free to come back anytime. Cannot wait for the next chapter of Judas Priest and everything that's to come.
Thanks a lot, Anne. I appreciate it.
It's the cutting edge of new music and the forefront of rock. It's Audio Inc. with Anne.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Audio Inc. Radio podcast. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. Get inked online at audioinkradio.com. I'm Anne Erickson for the Audio Inc. Radio podcast.